The building before the remodeling was fully utilized. Unfortunately, it was showing its age in a number of different ways by just the physical plant itself in terms of its dimensions with narrow hallways. It smelled in the basement. The old sanctuary, which was being used as a fellowship hall, did not convert well to a fellowship hall with the incredibly high ceilings. You know, when you're used to the way something is, it's hard to envision that it could be better or new in some sort of fashion. And so we used the building to the best of our ability. And in terms of the growing ministry opportunities in the congregation, the staff had to do a lot of juggling in terms of the limited space that was available to do different things. We had to be very careful about how we scheduled it. It limited us in terms of what we could schedule, the amount of events that we could schedule. And so there were times when the staff ended up stepping on each other's toes, and it was difficult to find space to do things. And so the new space was much welcomed in that regard.
When I walked into the church and saw it under construction as someone considering being a pastor in that church, I thought it was exciting. It said to me that this was a church that had a mission and had a future and was looking forward to what it could be doing next. How could it be doing things bigger and better and greater than it had before? I thought it was exciting.
We launched our first meeting back in October last year, and at that first meeting we were tasked with paying off the mortgage, and we didn't have any excitement in the room. There was not a lot of energy, and I wasn't showing a lot of energy. And in fact, at one point during the meeting I said, well, I'm excited to be here and let's do this. And I said that because I knew my body language wasn't saying that. And we were searching for that compelling message that we could deliver the rest of the congregation to create some excitement and get energy behind this. And so then we shifted our discussion, we shifted our focus to the preschool and the kids' kingdom and the youth center and the flexible space and all the energy and the heartbeat, if you will, of the congregation that was coming from those areas. And it was at that point when things started to tick, and we were able to, our message grew from there.
I've been here 10 years now. When I started, we had one room. We were able to offer a morning 4s, an afternoon 4s, and a morning 3s. We now have 2 wonderful classrooms. We've able to offer 5 different options and really service a lot of kids in the community. The new classrooms are just going to allow us to bring in more and more children. We've grown exponentially since we added them. We're able to help a lot of children that wouldn't necessarily be able to come to preschool. We now can allow them to come here. The improved space has really benefited our students in a number of ways. We have a lot more natural light. We can go in and out of the classroom from the actual room as opposed to having to go through common space. We were able to put cubbies outside of our classrooms, give them more storage space, and the teachers themselves have more storage space as well.
The preschool reflects the community in a few ways. Very diverse in our ethnicity that we have. We have families that are Hispanic, we have families that are African American, we have families that are from Ethiopia, we have families that are from China. So it really encompasses everybody.
A lot of the community is Hispanic, and a lot of the preschools and early childhood schools in the area do not have bilingual teachers or a translator, and a lot of them, when they're full, give Augustana's number because they know I can help and I can translate and do paperwork, and not just preschool stuff, things that they might need at home or in the community, and a lot of the resources they do need they can get here at school.
The new space downstairs has affected teaching by just being able to have more kids in the classrooms, wide open spaces, so we can play games. We don't have to move to different rooms. It's just been a delight to have. The kids love the new space. They love the colors, they love the patterns on the walls. They love being with all their friends in one room instead of split up in different rooms together, separate.
Well, I think the new space has done a lot for us to for the young people to feel comfortable here, to have their own space. Before, I used to describe it as nomadic, and we've moved from space to space, and now we just have our home. We have a place where we belong, and I think they feel a lot more comfortable there, and I feel like that opens them up and makes them more responsive to things. So, well, I think the youth like most the kind of the game room, coffee bar aspects of the youth center. It just gives them a way to come in and be kind of relax as they first come into the room. They don't have to, it makes it feel like less of a classroom setting, feel like more of a coffee house kind of a feel that's comfortable for them, where they can you know, say hi to their friends and hang out a little bit, and then we can go over and do things like youth forum or the teaching for the session. So, yeah, the new space in Fellowship Hall for where confirmation takes place now is just so much more conducive to what we do in a confirmation ministry than before we met in the sanctuary. It's just our space that feels so comfortable to us, and it's our own. We love it. They like the couches and all the different parts of it. So I think they pay better attention, and I don't know, hopefully they're more receptive to the things we're trying to share with them. So, yeah.
People that work with me in my different areas of ministry, we spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So we have Lenten lunches, we have new member dinners, we have several different volunteer dinners for, you know, like training and appreciation kinds of dinners for the info center people or the community assistants. We've done it for the funeral helpers, those kinds of things. And so we're really able to do more interesting things than in the kitchen before. The info center before was actually not the info center, it was the info booth, and it was a tiny little booth, and it was against the wall where no one could really see it. Now it's large and it's centrally located. It's easy to see for both members of the congregation and visitors, and so there's a lot of information. We have it staffed 2 different shifts every Sunday, and then 1 shift on Wednesday evening. So there's enough room for people to be there. We've got everything, anything that you might want to sign up for, whether it's a volunteer opportunity or it's an event. Everyone has a binder. They're located right there and at the same place, so they're easy to find. People know where they are. They know how that works. So that's been a huge, huge improvement for the way things are communicated, and also the ways often that people they know where to go if they have a question.
We're able to have space downstairs in the lower level that's ours. We share it with the Kids Kingdom, but because it's a weekday program, that is our space. We get to have a closet outside where we keep all of our supplies, which otherwise they were all over the church, or people would have to bring them from home. So that's also provides them, the participants, with one concrete space so they know where to go each time they come. And we use the Jerusalem room, which is wonderful because of the bright windows and all the light that comes, and that's an important piece for any support group to be able to have that kind of space. The prayer room, I think, is an individual place for people, but we also use it occasionally. We've done some small group prayer things, such as centering prayer. That meets once a week. We've also done special prayer services for maybe someone who has cancer, and we can bring together a small group in that space. We've also hosted some of our healing service things in the prayer room. And we also have prayer weavers who have hosted prayer time in that space too. So it's nice to have a designated space. It's just for prayer and meditation.
Financial Peace University has benefited from the new space by allowing us to have a large group of people participate in the class. Currently we have about 30 families enrolled in the class, so we're able to use the kitchen to serve a meal beforehand. It's really exciting to imagine this church that we call home to be debt-free. My husband and I have worked hard to pay off debts in our personal family, and we've seen how that frees us up to do amazing things with our resources, and we're excited to be a part of a congregation that wants to do that as well. We think about our congregation not having a mortgage payment every month and imagining that money then going out into the community and helping others and bringing people to serve Christ is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and we're excited that Augustana has taken that on. The more I learn about Augustana, the more proud I am to be a member of this congregation, because we're invested in things outside of our doors, and that makes me want to be a better steward of my resources so that we can help this church. I've said before that I feel like giving to our congregation is like buying a mutual fund, because we recognize that it doesn't all stay in this building, it goes out. And so an investment in this congregation really is an investment in the kingdom of God, because it's not just us that we help at our church, and that's something that makes me very proud to be a member of this congregation.
We're focused on proclaiming and celebrating Jesus Christ and His transforming power and love in the life of this community and the people who are part of it, and in the lives of the people who are not part of it out in the world.
Como maestra de la escuela estoy enfocada en ayudar a la comunidad hispana a entender la importancia de educación y ayudarlos con lo que necesitan. Si hay algo que necesitan, nosotros podemos ayudar o encontrar a alguien que puede ayudarlos.
We are focused on making sure that people know how they can move from thinking they would like to get involved in an opportunity to actually being involved in an opportunity, to know how to sign up, to know what's involved in different opportunities, different service kinds of things.
We're focused on caring for people in different ways that will meet different people's needs in the same way that Christ would.
We're focused on strengthening families through a better understanding of how to handle money.
I believe we are focused on including many different races and ethnicities into our program, growing, adding more classes when we can, just giving a lot of children the opportunity to have a preschool experience and the older children to be ready for kindergarten.
We're focused on the entire family, not just the student.
Well, right now, I'd say we're focused on building relationships with each other.
We're focused on making Augustana a place that preaches the gospel and serves the neighbor and uses all of its resources in the best possible way to God's glory.
It would be my hope that this wonderful facility that we have an opportunity now with this is our third 3-year capital campaign to put to rest the mortgage that we have to pay off this marvelous facility, and it would be my hope that as many people as possible would hear the call to participate in that capital appeal, so that we can pay off the mortgage and in the years to come to continue to focus on being a congregation of ridiculous generosity in all that we do in terms of our time and our talent and the financial resources that come through this congregation that really support ministry literally all over the world. And I'm confident that we will do that, and it doesn't matter what level people participate in. What's important is that people participate and share in this opportunity to help retire the mortgage that we have on this building. We want to be responsible about how we do that, and that's why we're asking people to participate again. And I'm confident that we will be able to do that, and it will simply enhance and grow what we will continue to do in this place in the years to come, long after this building is paid for.